When you play the Game of Thrones, you
Subscribe and like.
or you die. There is no middle ground.
Alright, hello YouTube, and welcome back to the Grease Goblin YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about, were Rhaenyra's first three children with Rhaenyra Targaryen legit, or were they actually bastards by Rhaenyra and Harwin Strong? But before we get into this video, if you guys like to like, subscribe, and comment for more of this type of content, please do. It helps the channel reach more people that also might like this content. And let's get into it. So, was Rhaenyra kind of messing around with Harwin Strong? The quick answer is yes. I definitely think she was. If you look at her first three children, none of them have the normal Targaryen features, right? They all come out with brown hair. They're all kind of bigger, stronger looking kids. And the biggest thing for me is the brown hair, because it very much kind of goes back to Robert, you know, with his kids in the, or his, not his kids, Jaime and Cersei's kids within the normal show. It's a good parallel to that. And I think, you know, Rhaenyra as a character very much is kind of a direct mirror almost of Cersei, which is something I will talk about in the Rhaenyra video that I'm going to be doing this week, so stay tuned for that. But if you look at it, I think Rhaenyra had a husband that was gay. Most characters know he was gay at this point in the story. It was heavily, you know, hinted by multiple characters, and really I don't see that there was any type of way that, you know, Rhaenyra was going to get kids onto Rhaenyra. So Rhaenyra, kind of being, you know, a teenager at this point, was, you know, she wanted the companionship of another guy. And I think this came with Harwin Strong. We know that, you know, he was going after her, and I think there are some hints that Rhaenyra was kind of liked Harwin a little. But we have no confirmation if Rhaenyra and Harwin ever did hook up. We just know by other characters, right, that a lot of people point to that these children were illegitimate. And the Greens try to use this as something that, you know, to go against Rhaenyra, why Rhaenyra shouldn't be, you know, in power. And again, this doesn't make any sense, because even if those children are illegitimate, it doesn't matter. Like, Rhaenyra had still been named the heir by Viserys anyway, but it was just another thing to smear Rhaenyra, basically. Now, with this being said, if you look at all the features like I talked about with Rhaenyra's children, I think it's fairly obvious these children aren't Laenar's. If we look at Laenar's kind of personality and who he was never at court with Rhaenyra. I just feel like there was no time for this to have ever happened where Rhaenyra would have been with Laenor. I think Harwin Strong would be the perfect character for Rhaenyra to get pregnant with. And it makes a lot of sense looking at kind of how they are. And it wouldn't affect their whole dragon riding thing, because Rhaenyra is still Targaryen, so that wouldn't matter either. Also, Laenor's hair was very kind of Targaryen-like, you know, with the like light hair and stuff like that. And none of their children came out like that. It's just, I think if we're going to say that Harwin Strong is the father, I think that's fine. But I think something that is 100% clear is these are not Laenor's children. There's no way. Like, their two hair color and their two like genetics and stuff like that would not equal them all having brown hair. Like, maybe one, like, out of just the nowhere, maybe he gets some randomness, but they all would not come out like that. So, to me, I feel like it's pretty obvious these are not Rhaenyra's kids. And I think this is a really good mirror to Cersei, where Cersei gets kind of forced to marry Robert. It's not the person she wanted to marry, but she does her duty. And for different circumstances, right? Like, Robert kind of abused Cersei and was not really a good husband to her. Rhaenyra kind of got a situation that was different, but it's also something where not a good husband really can't really give you companionship, can't really give you kids. So they look for companionship in other ways. Cersei's was a lot more screwed up with her brother, but, you know, you can see the parallels. And then you have also that the children kind of have that hair. That's always a big thing when they talk about Rhaenyra's children in Fire and Blood, is the hair color. Something that's huge within the books, as we know. It's one of the big reasons why Ned is able to figure out that these are not Robert's kids. But I think it's pretty clear that these are not Rhaenyra's. Let me know if you guys have a different opinion, or maybe why you think these maybe are Laenor's children, or if you think they're somebody else's children. I really don't think you can point to Daemon, because if we look at Daemon later on, like, they have the Targaryen features. That's something else I would even point to, is that Laenor has features of, you know, Valyrians and stuff like that, because the Valyrians are like part Valyrian. So they should have had these type of features. Also, they didn't have like the purple eyes or anything like that. So again, just more evidence to why these kids probably weren't Rhaenyra, or they were Rhaenyra's, they weren't Laenor's. So yeah, I will see you guys all in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and bye guys.
If you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.